We gather neath the steeple as part of your herd, to sing of your praises, to hear of your word. But it ain't just 1 hour when we hear our Savior speak, 'cause the echoes of Sunday are heard all throughout the week. The echoes of Sunday ringing out through all my life. The echoes of Sunday give me comfort when in strife. Oh, to hear of your mercy and to know of your grace. The echoes of Sunday help me see my Savior's face.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Echoes of Sunday podcast. I'm your host, Cody Bursching, and I'm joined once again by my good friend, Logan Cook.
Hey, guys. It's a Saturday morning. We are doing the most for you guys right now. And we brought a very special guest on today, someone who people at MLC maybe see her around, but they don't know her very well. This is Mrs. Connie Paustian, Professor Paustian's wife, if you know Professor Paustian. And she works at the front desk at the admissions office, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And is this your first time on a podcast?
Yes, it is.
And she's super excited to be here, right?
I'm a little nervous, but I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. Thank you very
Yeah.
much for being willing to
You're
come on.
welcome. My pleasure.
Yeah. If it's any consolation, we're 23 episodes in, and we still get nervous before every episode. So,
It is a consolation. Thank you. We'll be nervous together.
yeah,
Exactly,
there you
exactly.
go. Absolutely.
So maybe Professor Paustian filled you in on this, I think. But our first question we usually like to start with is just, what has your walk with God been throughout your life? You can call it a faith story. And then how did you get to the place you are? We can go super slow, or we can go 30,000-foot view, whatever you want to do.
Wow, that is a loaded question.
Wherever you want to start.
Okay, I'm not sure where to start, but because I've had to say goodbye to my parents, and they're in heaven. The thing that has been in my mind recently, because I had a chance to do it and I'm grateful for it, something maybe you young people can think about as you get older. My parents divorced when I was in college, and my dad was a really selfish man,
I see.
and but loved me very much, and so throughout my adult, he remarried, she died, and then he had girlfriends along the way. And all of this is just background. And it dawned on me, and then long story, but he ended up, right before COVID in assisted living. So I would get frustrated. I knew I had to visit him. I had stayed connected to him my whole life. I mean, I really did. But I'd get more and more frustrated of the things he was choosing to do. So I told our oldest daughter, here's an example. I told our oldest daughter, Grandpa's not coming for your confirmation. And she said, that's okay. He doesn't talk to me anyway.
Wow.
So isn't that sad, kind of?
Yeah, absolutely.
But she was right. Anyway, long story, I got to the point where this was probably 4 years before he passed away. It's Father's Day. I need to write him a card. I need to write something, whatever. So I realized this man took me to the font. Right?
Yeah.
This man made sure I had Christian education. All through high school, I went to MLPS. All through college. The whole time our earthly life was a disaster, he made sure all those things, and he was glad of it. And I was completely so grateful for him at that moment when I realized that. So I took that with us as he was getting ready for heaven. And I'm really grateful God planted that seed in my head. Because you don't know what's ahead of you. It's easy for us now to look back and go, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, okay.
Right,
I didn't
right.
like that in my life. But look at my life,
Hmm.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
All those things that can redirect you. One thing regarding that, I know that college kids now carry a lot of baggage,
Hmm.
and it makes me sad for them. It truly does. But one thing that happened when my dad left my mom, was I came back to school and my mind is filled with, I'm the youngest, so I better go stay with mom. I better go live with mom and take care of her. And my pastor and his wife were very adamant, like, don't just go back to school. It happened on a weekend. I went home from college. Came back. I was a mess. The whole chapel, they used to follow a theme for the whole week in chapel. It was Cross and Comfort Week. So I didn't go to school the first Monday or whatever. I was back. The next day I went, and the hymn was, what God ordains is always good. So packed that in my backpack, and when I went to teach, first I was a tutor, and then I went to teach. I had a girl in my class, or not my class, in my junior choir, and very sweet girl. I think she was in 5th grade at the time. In 6th grade, she came to me, and she was really sad because her parents were getting a divorce.
Mm. Wow.
So I told her my story.
Yeah.
It's not something that if you say, tell me about yourself, it's not something that I would mention. And now here I am at a podcast telling you all about it. But when it was time for me to leave, I had gotten a little sick, and it was time for me to leave. The school made a quilt for me, and each student got a block. Now, remember, she wasn't in my classroom, but she was in my junior choir. So her block was a staff and a treble clef, and what God ordains is always good, and then she had notes on the thing. So you just don't know why this thing in my history landed with her history.
Yeah.
And who else, who knows all those things? So I wouldn't say, well, I would say embrace your troubles, but my stomach's grumbling. Embrace your troubles, but know that you can share this, and it might be really meaningful for people someday.
Yeah.
And I think God does that still in my life. Not that I'm this great tool or anything. I just wanted to explain that these things are happening to you too, and maybe you don't even know it yet.
Right. Right.
You know,
Like I think Professor Thompson says, like God doesn't waste darkness.
right?
Like he's going to make sure
That
everything is
beautiful.
used for
Yeah,
good.
that's beautiful.
He's not going to let the darkness have that power over your life.
And I still hang on to the words from that hymn from the Bible. It hasn't been easy for anybody in their pilgrimage. So, anyway, that doesn't tell you a lot about me, but it's one thing that has been in my mind since my dad passed away.
Okay.
I think if like darkness didn't exist in the world at all, then we wouldn't even really be able to appreciate the light.
Right.
Like if we just lived in a world of light, then everything would be equal. There wouldn't be those moments of great joy. So
Yeah.
that's a powerful realization, and I think it's always interesting to think about what it's going to look like one day when we get to heaven, and then we look back at things in the totality perspective and see all the different little things that happen in our life that maybe we weren't even thinking about the impact and effect that it had on others, but then the profound difference that it made in their life. It's just it's unbelievable to think about what each aspect of our life can bring about in another person's life.
And you just want to encourage people like you young people. I mean, I feel a blink ago when I was sitting where, I was young and in school. I still remember smells on this campus that are the same.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But you're right. I mean, you can't have lightness without darkness.
Yeah.
And darkness is the worst. But then I always think, like even when I got sick, I think, man, heaven is going to even be better better for you. It's like, it's going to even be better when I've had to suffer or
Right,
whatever.
right.
When
You can
anybody
appreciate that.
suffers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've heard this. I read this in a book maybe a little bit ago about how there won't be like marriage in heaven necessarily, and how that's really difficult for some people. And then you think about the person that you're married to and how much joy that one person brings in your life all the time. And it's difficult to think how that won't exist in heaven, but it's not going to exist in heaven because every single person in heaven is going to be like your spouse in the way that they bring you that much joy. And it's not just going to be that, it's going to be so much more than that too. And that's just such a powerful and comforting thought to think about, where, yeah, I mean, as incredible as some of the best moments here on earth are, weddings, marriages, babies being born, whatever, those are beautiful things, but heaven's going to be that much better for it, you know?
We've had this conversation because I often feel like I've said, well, the first time I said, I hate that we're not going to be married in heaven. I hate it. And
Yeah.
he said, it's okay, we can hang out. We can just hang out. So
We can still chat.
that
Yeah.
answered my question, and I felt better about that.
There you go. Have you ever thought about who the first person you're going to talk to in heaven's going to be? Maybe other than God.
Whoever's waiting for me,
Oh,
Hmm.
wow.
you know what I mean? I hope I see them first.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be Moses or Abraham or anybody. It's probably going to be whoever is waiting for me.
Yeah. It's cool to think about. The lines might be long in heaven to talk to certain people, but I mean, you have an eternity, you might as
Yeah,
well,
forever,
you know?
yeah. Right.
So
Right.
I think Logan and I were talking about this maybe a few weeks ago, and I asked him that same question, and I forget who he said, but he said that it's cool to think about how, as excited as we are to talk to certain people that we meet in heaven one day, it's cool to think that they're probably just as excited to talk to us.
Right.
And
Yeah.
I really like that. That's cool.
Like, as much as, Peter is an awesome, the rock that much the church is built, but he gets to see us in this different time grow as Christians and deal with different things. And Moses, who didn't even get to see the Messiah, like, he's like, wow, what's that like? That's
Sure.
crazy, But thank you for sharing that little glimpse in your story. Why do you think that was I don't know. Why do you think that was something that stuck out to you to share? That episode with your dad.
Because I'm still fresh. I mean, he died, I don't know, 3-4 years ago. And for some reason, I was just thinking about it the other day. I was just so grateful. Oh, I know why. I went to a funeral on Monday.
Oh,
I went
okay.
to a funeral in Belle Plaine on Monday of a dear woman. She was the mom of a high school friend. And then my high school friend and I stayed close, even though she hadn't moved away. But anyway, so then after I tutored, I was assigned to that congregation. So I almost got to teach her children, but I got married before then. But so anyway, so I went to this funeral, and it was just, just a victory, just a wonderful victory. I was so happy to see everybody. This tall man, kind of balding, comes up and said, I was in your second grade, which was really
Wow.
cool. And that was
Wow.
that was her grandson.
That's
So,
special.
yeah. Or there's a man that, I don't know if you remember David Bowman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
His dad was on campus quite a bit when David was here. But anyway, he was in my junior choir.
Wow.
So it's funny how, never burn bridges, because you just never know. So anyway, the answer to your question is I was at a funeral, and that
Okay.
it made me think about what you do for a family and
Yeah.
what an impact that is.
And you said your dad kind of facilitated your, I don't know, coming to faith or walk with God.
Both my parents,
had you,
sure.
Yeah, had you baptized and things like that. So you say that's when your faith story started.
Absolutely. And you don't realize it until you're old. In my case, like, why haven't I been thanking them for this my whole life? And now it's too late. I mean, I wrote him that note, and he loved it. But why? I should have been thanking them my whole life. Thank you for this. we take it for granted.
Absolutely.
And you said you still felt like an obligation to your dad to visit him and to
Yes.
send cards to him even before you realized that.
Yeah. He's my dad.
Yeah.
You know, I still loved him. He didn't love my mom. I didn't necessarily respect that he made those decisions.
He didn't love your mom.
Well, he left her. Well, he loved her like a sister.
Ah.
Is what
Ouch.
my mom told me. So
That's hard.
that's a whole mess. That's a whole bag of
Yeah.
Yeah.
marbles that are chipped up and broken. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. They're in heaven. I'll get there too.
Yeah.
So
Have you ever thought about how you would have been different had that not been the situation or like the life that you had growing up?
oh sure, you think about that when family occasions come up and it's a little messy. When your wedding comes up and it's a little messy.
Yep.
But I
Yep.
wouldn't have been able to get that little quilt square on my quilt if that hadn't happened. So it's meant to be. It's meant to happen. Every little thing. You just never know if you help somebody or encourage somebody. God can do amazing things with our bumbling words.
Yeah.
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 Look what he did with Moses. I mean, that was his complaint or one of his reasons for not wanting to lead is, I think, what the Hebrew says, he has a heavy tongue, something like that. And God used him to write 5 books of the Bible to be his go-between between him and the people. And it's just like, wow, no matter what you're like, no matter your gifts, your weaknesses, God can still use you to accomplish
Absolutely.
some incredible things. And that's a pretty powerful thought.
And when you're a cold worker or not.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
It's
big.
not just about public service to the Lord.
Did you always want to be a cold worker?
I did not come from a family of called workers. No, I think sometimes I say it saved me, but I think what was instrumental is my brother went to Northwestern Prep,
Okay.
and that's where I was going to go. Let's keep going. I can't wait to go. It's going to be great. My pastor encouraged me that way. Great, and then it was booming at LPS. The funny thing is, if I had gone to if I had gone to Northwestern Prep, we would have met then. But we didn't.
Oh, because he went to Northwestern Prep?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it was kind of booming, and so they just didn't have the space for prep because they had college too. So they rerouted and bought a place called Martin Luther College. So, Martin Luther Prep School. And so MLA, which had been on this campus, and Northwestern Academy in South Dakota came down and, you probably know this history, made this prep school. So I went there, and naturally when you go to a prep school, what's the encouragement? You'd be a good
cold
teacher.
worker.
You should really
Yeah.
be a
Right.
good teacher. So I really went to DMLC because my friends were going. And at the end of that year, my first year, all but one left. So
Wow.
I thought, well, okay. Well, and those are my high school friends. You know, you make your own friends
Sure.
in college. And thank goodness I had these friends in college because my new friends as well, because they got me through that first year when that first spring when my dad left my mom. So then it was no doubt in my mind that's what I was going to do. But of course, you really don't know. At that time, you didn't know you wanted to teach until you student taught because we didn't have early experiences at all.
Okay, so you just got thrown into it and
Let's hope it
Hope
works
it works
out
out,
here.
yeah.
Third
Yeah.
quarter, your senior year. Hope it works out. So yeah, and then I was assigned as a tutor, which was not on my radar at all. So
where were you assigned to tutor?
MLPS.
LPS.
So my freshman year was the first year of that school, so I was the first one back from that school.
Okay.
First tutor back from that school. But anyway, I don't remember what the question was. See, I just start rambling.
I don't either.
I don't
honestly.
I don't remember.
Did you see the split between your parents coming?
That's a great question because if I really thought about it, yes. But then I thought, my parents are really Christian. They're really, you know, very whatever.
Yeah.
So I really thought, no, he would never. And then he did. My brother, so like I said, he went to Northwestern Prep. Then he went to DMLC. And at that time, we had too many students for assignments. So they started a thing called Travel Canvas Witness Team. So he was on one of those. And then the next year, so I would have been my freshman year, call day, he was assigned to be what we would call a staff minister now, a minister of youth and evangelism in San Diego, California. So while he was there, he was like, you know what? I think I want to be a pastor. So he came back, not to MLC, but he went to, or DMLC, he went to Bethany for his Hebrew and Greek, for his Hebrew and Greek, and then went to seminary then with my high school class of guys.
Oh,
So that was kind of crazy.
how much older was your brother than you?
4 years.
Okay.
So he graduated with my high school classmates. So anyway, he's a missionary. He's been a missionary in Africa
Wow.
forever. He was there for 17 years, came back for 4 or 5. Left most of his kids here because they were growing and in college. So 3 of his sons came here while we'd been here, and then went back. So he went back to Cameroon. They had to get out of Cameroon because of civil war. They've been on One Africa team. He's been on One Africa team this whole time, but now he'll be leaving One Africa team and going into Senegal in the fall, mentoring, I think, a seminary couple that will be assigned.
Wow.
How often do you guys get to talk?
Not as often as I'd like,
Yeah.
because on One Africa team, he's been traveling a lot. But we stay connected pretty well through texting. I mean, it's amazing to me that I can talk to my brother on a phone, and he's in Liberia or something. You know,
Yeah.
Different
it's crazy,
continent.
or Ethiopia or wherever. So, I know what the question was. Called worker. That wasn't my intention, was to become a called worker. I didn't have it in my family. I think it's the prayers of my mother and my father that helped my brother and I get through, and used us the way he did.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought I'd stay single my whole life.
Why? Why'd you think that?
Just because I was very comfortable teaching. I didn't feel like I was missing anybody.
No loneliness whatsoever.
No, not really. I mean, I had a lot of good friends. And when you're teaching, you're busy, super busy. So I really wasn't looking.
Maybe that's a great segue into one of the questions I was hoping to ask anyways. So for every IPC student, interpersonal communication student at MLC, that's lucky to have Professor Paustian, your husband, teach them. One of the major stories or discussion days that we have is when he tells us the story of you guys meeting.
Yes.
And I was hoping to hear it, and maybe for all of my fellow MLC students that listen to the podcast, to hear it from the other side of the story.
Now I
It
know
would be
why
fun.
I'm here today. Now it
That
comes
was
out.
not the only reason. That was one of the many reasons.
I was
But
okay
yeah.
if we didn't get to that. Just gonna say, I was okay with
We
that.
don't have to get to it if you don't want to. But I do
mean,
have my side of the story.
Yeah, the question's out there. I wouldn't mind hearing it. That'd be awesome.
Well, my side of the story is we met through my brother, who was vicaring for Lawrence Olson at the time, which was about half hour from where my mom was from. So my brother was doing his stuff, and I was home for Thanksgiving. I was teaching already. I was home for Thanksgiving. He and I were going to go out for pizza, and he said to Mark, "Hey, do you want to come along?" Sure. So he came along. So that's really
Well,
when we...
wait. Why did he invite?
Because they shared a house.
Oh, okay.
So because he was vicaring and he was starting a church,
Yeah.
he's like, let's just share a house.
Was there
I
any thought in his head like maybe it'll work out?
don't know. I don't know. Anyway, so then same thing happened at Christmas. And then I went down, our spring break was like a long weekend. This was when I was teaching here in Minnesota. So I went down, and my sister and I went. We were going to take my brother out for breakfast or for lunch or whatever for his birthday. And of course, hey Mark, you want to come along? Sure, he came along.
Yep.
So after that, I got home. I got a letter from him.
Oh, a letter.
Yep.
Wow.
And was that on a bulletin? Was that the one that was on a bulletin? I can't remember. I don't remember. I have them all. I saved them. And said, hey, if you want to get together sometime, that'd be great when you're whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm not going to be home till Memorial Day weekend. So we were home. I was home. So, okay, yeah, we're going to do that. So we kind of wrote a little bit between then and then in that time between March and the end of May. Great date. It was a 12-hour date.
12?
Yeah, it was a 12-hour. Not intentional, I don't think.
When did it start?
He picked me up at 1 p.m. on a Saturday.
Wow.
Okay, that wasn't, I don't think the intention. I think it
But
was,
wait. Then the next day was Sunday.
Right. Because
I'm putting the pieces together
he dropped
now.
me off at 1 a.m. back at my mom. So
Oh, boy.
it was
It's
a great
rough-
date. We went to his family cottage. Had a wonderful time. He grilled shish kebabs for me, and he had a rose in a beer bottle because he
Wow.
didn't have a vase. Super romantic.
This is the first date.
First date.
Wow.
So then
That's very romantic,
after, well, then it was like, this was near Madison. So, well, let's go to a movie. You want to go to a movie? Sure, let's go to a movie. So the movie of our love, which was at like 9 o'clock at night, was The Hunt for Red October.
Oh, yes. Great movie.
So that, I think, sealed the deal. Anyway, great date. So after the date, after church, my brother was up helping with something with my mom. And because my mom lived a half hour from where he was assigned to start a church. My brother vicared halfway in between those. So he was up to help my mom with things whenever he could. And he said, well, how was the date? How was the date? And I was like, oh, yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good. He's like, would you go out with them again? And I was like, I don't know.
Okay, so, sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt.
I know it's...
But 12 hours. Like, that's probably a pretty good date, right?
Well, some of it was in transit. So we had
Okay.
to drive to the cottage, and then we drove to Madison. We waited for the movie.
But were you talking the whole time, or was it like awkward?
No, I think we were talking, except for the movie,
Yeah. Okay.
you know. And then,
Sorry, I just wanted to.
no, I can see why that would be confusing, because then I got dropped off at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
It was a lot of visiting, except, this I remembered recently. His muffler was bad.
So it was really loud?
It was really loud. So we're screaming at
That's
each other trying to
awesome.
talk.
Oh my gosh, that's so
Which
great.
is with so much energy for you, probably. I'm kind of like loud anyway, but anyway, and I think it was just so perfect and nice. So when he asked me out again, I said no. No, I don't know. I said no.
Wait, why?
I don't know.
Okay.
It was really I had a great time and everything. Oh, I know what the date, this is what it was. The second date, he asked me so this is the end of May. The second date he asked me for was for a concert in August.
Wow.
Now, wouldn't you kind of go, well, that's kind of a commitment for my summer.
Yes.
Yes.
But
So, anyway.
I'm so happy I asked this question. I'm sorry.
It's a lot. It's a lot. It's so silly. You didn't get this version, did you?
No.
no.
No. So you got the whole he bought a book version.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Which he did. So to be fair, that's true. But he didn't tell you about the date in August. So I was like, I don't think so. So then I think I wrote and said, I'm sorry, it's not you, it's me, whatever, the blah, 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 the same stuff. And you wrote back and said, well, first in here he read this book, and then he wrote and he said, no problem. Hey, we can maybe someday just get together as friends, and we enjoyed talking to each other, whatever. Mm-hmm. And then what did you end with? You can say, Hal.
P.S. No need to respond.
P.S. No need to respond. And apparently that changed the course of our history. So And years later, we're chasing bags of leaves on our street. But so I said, well, anyway, long story short, we got together, and then we bumped into each other, which I found out he knew I was going to be there. So we played mini golf on our friend date, which was great fun.
It was just you two, though.
Yeah, we just went for
Okay.
supper and then played mini golf. So when I ran into him another time, so you have to understand it's summertime for teachers. So I was down there
Okay.
a lot. And he's like, "How about a rematch?" He said.
Ooh, a rematch. Nice.
Yeah, which is very smooth.
That is very
now that I
smooth.
think about it. And so there was a rematch, and this time the date was in Rockford before it was in Beloit. Anyway, long story short, we played mini golf and had dinner again. And the next thing I know, we're kissing in my mom's kitchen, and that's the end of that.
The next thing you know,
The next thing I know, we're kissing in my So anyway, so then we are
wow, it's pretty fast for a pastor,
together.
huh?
We're together, and so First State Memorial Day weekend, engaged Labor Day weekend.
Wow.
Okay, so you just dated for the summer.
Correct.
Wow.
Now, having said that, I was 25. He was 28 when we got engaged. So it could be nothing but God ordained because I wasn't looking.
Yeah.
So it's going to happen if it's no need to be searching and looking. I do remember one thing that he said in a sermon at my farewell Sunday. They asked him to preach
He's curious.
at my farewell. And one of the things he said was, he's talking about starting a church. And because I graduated from college in 88. He graduated from seminary in 88. I graduated in 87. He graduated from seminary in 88. So he had been there, I don't know, 3 years. And he said, and please correct me if this is wrong, but you said you prayed that God would make this job easier. And then he said, and he didn't make it easier, but he gave me Miss Kroll, which was my teacher name. And I love that because he's not going to make ministry easy. It's not going to be easy.
Yeah.
But really, it's who you're with. It's who's with you along that way, and it doesn't have to be another called worker. It can be somebody you spend your life with. It can be your dearest friends. But God gives you those people and we plowed through, and we've had a beautiful life.
Yeah.
It
Yes.
hasn't always been easy, but we've had a beautiful life.
Yeah.
Grateful.
Yeah. You don't need someone who's going to be there when everything's great and you all feel good. It's like you need the person
Right.
that's going to be there when it sucks.
And it does. And there are a lot of times that it does suck.
Yeah.
And there has to be darkness. So there's light.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing.
I do think a lot of people sometimes, especially at a small Christian school like this, where it almost feels pressure into getting relationships and stuff, that a lot of
Yeah.
people think that if you get the boyfriend or girlfriend, that everything's going to just magically be way better and easier. And it's like, I don't know if it gets easier. That's a whole new set of problems, but yeah, it's
They're not your savior.
exactly. Hmm.
Right. Yeah. Don't try to make them that because they can't bear that burden.
Right,
They're not made for that.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And God knows your plan.
Yeah.
His plan for you, rather.
And if you like try and make them your savior and you try and put them on the pedestal, that's not fair to them either. I mean, there's so many stories of people making, their significant other, their boyfriend, girlfriend, their number one, and then when that falls off, then everything falls with it. So, yeah, put your hope in the only thing that remains steadfast throughout all of life, and that is God, our Lord and our Savior.
Right.
So, yeah.
So when do you think you knew that Professor Paustian was going to be?
Well,
The one.
I just knew. It was somewhere in that summer. I think probably after kissing in my mom's kitchen, really.
Was it like your first kiss or something? Or
Yes. Well,
he says no. Maybe I shouldn't ask this question.
it's getting really. I'm awfully glad this is not videoed. Well, he asked if he could kiss me at the end of our first date,
Oh, okay.
and we did.
But then you said no.
It wasn't really a kiss. It was just like I'm half out the door.
Okay.
I wouldn't count it as a first kiss.
Okay.
Would you?
Sounds like he's
I
counting it.
can't speak for him. I try to go with that mantra. I can't speak for you. We can only speak for each other. Anyway, I mean, really, this is irrelevant, isn't it? When our first kiss was.
So he put on the letter, P.S. You don't need to respond. Did you end up responding then?
Absolutely, I did.
Okay. I figured.
I'm like, oh man, I still want to be his friend. You know.
Yeah. That's how they get you.
Yeah, he followed his book and it worked.
At what point in time did he tell you that was inspired from a
boy,
book?
that's a good question. Probably sometime that summer, I'm guessing.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think if I was in that position, I would have waited till long after we were married.
Well, he
you
didn't
know?
tell me about the leaf thing, so why would
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Man.
Discretion.
I'm not sure about that when he did that.
Yeah.
I probably thought it was funny.
And you beat him in the golf, right?
I think so.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think you maybe beat me first, and then I beat you one. I think, or he let me win one of the two.
Okay, there you go.
So you referred to the leaves 2 times, and people won't know what that means.
Oh,
We have mentioned the story of the
Yeah.
leaves.
okay. It's really quite silly.
You can give the short version if you want.
I don't ever have short versions. You should know that this morning. It was Arbor Day, so we had Arbor girls at our house. Leaves ended up bagged up at the end of our driveway, on the side of the driveway that I use when I back out. This morning or yesterday, of course I forgot that it had been Arbor Day, so there were bagged leaves at the end of the driveway. I plowed right through them after telling myself not to do that, and that was a disaster because they were splitting open and so on. So this morning, I had rebagged one of them. This morning, I noticed that all the bags were there. So on our way coming here, we saw a big bag down the street. Yep, that's ours. We took it back to our house. We did this 2 more times. One bag was even right up to somebody's front door.
Mm-hmm.
Did it 2 more times. And then, I'm mortified because everybody knows each other on our block. But we get here, and we get all situated here before these guys got started. And he admitted to me, my husband admitted to me, that he had plowed through them yesterday before I did. So they were already compromised in that way. So I don't think he was going to tell me that he did that. He was just going to enjoy Anyway, so when I refer to bags of leaves, that's what I'm referring to. Is that story.
I think the funniest part, at least the funniest picture for me, is like having your hand out the window with the bag of leaves while you're driving.
I was driving, and I said he was going to bring him in the car, and I said, no, don't bring him in the car. We're on this little street, and he had him out the window and
That's so funny.
taking it back
So
to our
silly.
house. Yeah.
You're right. We should have recorded that initial
That's
from the very
awesome.
beginning.
Yeah. So anyway,
So another thing I was thinking of too this morning was, so you have been married to a parish pastor, and then now you've been married to a MLC professor.
yes.
What are some maybe challenges of both, or is one easier than the other, you think? Equally as difficult? I was just interested to hear your thoughts.
I think that starting a church is harder. It sounds glorious and wonderful and adventurous, but it's harder than people think.
Oh yeah.
And our house phone was the church phone.
Oh.
So, and then I can recall just a couple nights after we had our first baby, I got up to feed her, and I had come down the steps, and I flipped a light on, and this is like 2 a.m, and there was a knock on the door. And that completely freaked me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was somebody who wanted money. So that was hard. But having said those things, I do think parish ministry is a huge blessing in this regard. When you teach somebody what forgiveness is, you know what I mean? That's boots on the ground stuff. I mean, just the experiences that he has had, that I have had with these beautiful people. Not that college kids aren't. I mean, that's the bonus side of being here, is having you guys, the energy and the spark to the college, honestly, is having the absolutely wonderful people that we were able to serve. It ripped my heart out when we left. So it's a good and a hard thing. I think coming to MLC was just this whole world opening up college kids to us. I mean, I hate summer and the fact that there aren't any college kids around. I just hate that. You know, you guys have all the energy. It's fun. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. First thing he said, he came home for lunch. We moved here on December 30th one year, so we came at a second semester. First thing he came home for lunch, we lived in a college house at the time. He said, "What a wonderful group of young people." And that's how his ministry started here. So I think when that day comes, it'll be also bittersweet, like it was when we left. But he also said, "What have I done?" You know, like 2 weeks into it, what have I done? You know, and so I mean, it's just ministry. It's wherever you are, there's going to be the doubt, and there's going to be the absolute greatest things that God gives you and blessings. I do think this is a good match for him. It's been a really good match for him because he had bore the weight of the world on his shoulders when he started church, right? It was a good move for our family.
Yeah.
I didn't, not that our people, and I say this to clarify, I don't miss being a pastor's wife. I think because of the pressure I put on myself, and because our home was our phone. I mean, the church phone.
Yeah.
So it's that small family that you have as a small new congregation is wonderful. It really is, and we still miss some of our people. We really do, but it was good for our family. We ended up being able to put our kids through. We wrapped up our daughter learning the dreidel song at school, at public school, and then being able to be here in New Ulm and have them go through MVL and St. Paul's. And yeah, so that was good for our family. I missed initially being in a big city, but I've acclimated and I love it here.
So you think it's a good fit for you too?
I think so. I just it took me about a year and a half to feel like this was home, because I really missed our people so much. But I think the things that God has given me to do here have been wonderful. I love it. We've had some transitions along the way that you probably don't even know about. Admissions was not always that office. It started as financial services.
Okay.
So those things have been different, and there have been a lot of changes, obviously, in the 25 years we've been here.
Yeah.
But
And how old were you kids when you moved?
they had just turned 7 and 4. So it was perfect timing, really. But except I think for the first 3 weeks that he held the call here, we weren't coming. I didn't think we would be coming right away. So that was kind of nuts too. I walked into his office to tell him about supper, and the office, of course, was in our house too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he said, "I think we're supposed to go. I think we should go."
Yeah. Wow.
So I think we try to get too busy with thinking about how great would this be for me? Or, I don't know. I think we just need to be quiet and listen to all the cues and signs that happen in your life. I do get concerned. The "Hear My, Send Me" passage.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that. I can't say that I would have been as bold to say that when I was in college, only because we didn't have options. We didn't have categories for assigning people. And I worry sometimes that, like, especially like starting a church, it's harder than people think, and it's exciting and it's fun to be on a new adventure. I've seen that with our coworker kids, but it's still hard. It's still hard work no matter where you are. If you're in Sanborn, Minnesota, or if you're in Liberty Hill, Texas, it still has its challenges. So,
Absolutely.
again, I don't remember the question, but
It's okay. Do you find yourself missing teaching sometimes?
often. I said before that I had gotten sick. I was diagnosed with lupus, and right 6 months after we were married, I was diagnosed, and I didn't know if I'd ever even have children at that point. So what I often say is, the college kids are my students. I get to be their mom. I get to be, if they need it, whatever they need. I try not to give unsolicited advice. But I hope that they know that I'm there for them if they need it. If they need something. Like, I need my phone. I lost my phone. That kind of thing. Or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever.
If you need something, go up to Mrs. Paustian. She wants you.
I'm happy to help. Usually I know who can help.
Yeah.
If I can't help, I know who can help. So, it's been a lot of years of, next year it'll be 25 years for me at the front desk. Or serving MLC. I subbed out at the Early Childhood Center first, when we first got here.
Okay.
And then I started work in 2006 up at the front desk.
So what exactly does your job all entail here at MLC? Because as a student here, I honestly don't even know everything that you're plugged into, to be honest.
Recently, somebody who actually works in admissions said they thought I just answered the phone and talked to people. And that,
Ouch.
well, no, I mean, it's fine if that was really just my job. But my other duties are financial. So I open all the MLC mail and I do all the deposits. So there's 2 bank scanners in the back that you don't see. So I do that every day. I open up mail, I organize deposits, and then I deposit everything remotely. I take all that stuff upstairs to financial services now. So because I think we had financial services behind me, and that's what I always used to do, I kept that. They needed to me to keep that because there's a path where money has to follow to be done correctly. There's a big postage machine in the back that you probably don't know about either. So I post any mail that MLC is sending out. So that has to happen every day. I take out and take in credit card receipts. So if you're part of a club and you need to get, I don't know, rakes for Arbor Day, I get.
You're good.
That's fine. Yeah.
I get those credit cards in and out. Form is a big one. They often need Menards back and forth, all that stuff. If somebody wants to pay cash on their account, I take that. I should have brought my little binder to go through everything. So it's more.
It's okay. It's a Saturday. I don't want you to feel
It's
like.
right though, right. It's more than people usually think, but that's okay. It's okay if they don't know what I do.
Yeah, would you say you're able to get a good pulse on the student body and interact with students?
Yeah, I mean, I think that COVID was a shame. And it was such a shame. because when students left, we were just heartbroken. And after that, everything changed. Because when they came back, I had plexiglass in front of me
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and on the side, and it just changed everything. So it's still different than it was before COVID.
Still.
Still, I would have a lot more students chatting with me before COVID than, and then as new students come in, they don't know that anymore. So the changes have changed things. Not everything, but it's just a little different than it used to be. So I'm still a little sad about that.
Yeah.
I used to have candy. I don't have candy anymore. Well, I do when I put it out myself.
Yeah.
So I put that out during exams at Christmas time and then at the end of the school year. But yeah, and that didn't come from me. That just came from somebody else not to have it there.
Yeah.
Probably because there'd be a cluster in between each class, right? I mean, in between class periods then.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, just commotion. But anyway, yeah, so that it's funny. It's funny, generations are different. And but that's good. You've acclimated toward the world the way it is, and that's what you have to do if you're going to be knocking on their door. You have to know phones. You have to know computers. You have to know all this stuff. You have to know how to do these things.
Yeah.
So it's good. I mean, it's good things. Please don't understand. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just saying it's different.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
I do think our generation, maybe this is every generation, but I noticed that we have a lot of anxiety about talking to strangers. And we maybe don't know how to just have a conversation. I think we overthink things a lot. I think we put so much pressure on ourselves. And
I think you're doing a great job this morning. I mean, I'm sort of a stranger.
thank you.
Stranger.
But I wish, like we've talked about it in our class, that like it's okay to talk with strangers. It's okay to engage with the conversation. They probably want to talk to you too, or they probably will enjoy it rather than awkward silence on a train or a bus or in a line or something like that.
Right.
Even I know it's a common thing now for my generation to be scared of making phone calls.
Oh, true. I mean, see, but I think there are blessings too. I mean, I think cell phones can be a huge blessing too. So, but I get what you're saying. That makes sense. Just because you can communicate without.
Right. Yep. You can just text.
Wow. Maybe that's why it's a little different.
I'm sure it definitely has a part in it.
Yeah.
I
I hadn't
mean-
thought about it. I hadn't thought about that at all.
Culturally, I don't know if there's a single thing that has changed culture more than just technology and modern day. Even just with like how people like start relationships and like go on dates now. Like you don't see people just like ask people out of the blue, like, will you go on a date with me? Now it's like you text and then there's like weeks, months of talking in
What?
between. Yeah. Stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like
Talking on the phone?
yeah. And that's
Like
texting.
texting
Yeah.
mostly.
For the most part. Yeah.
So you get to know each other through texting first.
For
And
the
you might
most
go on
part.
some dates, but you're still in the talking phase
Yeah. It's just
until
it's
you
very
start
different.
to be like, will you be my girlfriend or will you be my boyfriend? Then you're dating.
Oh, we skipped. We skipped a few steps.
That's probably good. I swore to myself that I would never get a dating app. And I just wanted to meet somebody authentically. I didn't want to. Which I'm not saying that's inauthentic, I guess, but I just wanted to meet someone and actually be able to see their face
Yeah.
in person and
Yeah.
know that they're a real person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that that's a big part of why there is so much anxiety amongst our generation is now when you're communicating like via text, I mean, to actually go up to someone and like ask them out or even just initiate any type of conversation. I mean, we're just not used to it, so people's hearts just start racing.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That really makes me sad for you.
It does force you. Like, I know some people have said that it's so easy to be, for lack of a better term, great in this generation because the bar is so low now, where you can if you're just able to have a conversation, that already puts you above a lot of other people.
Yeah, that's probably true.
In social networking and things like that, which is sad. But
I didn't realize that's how dating was now.
yeah, it's pretty rough out there.
Hey, rough business.
Yeah. I think, it goes beyond just dating, too. Dating's maybe a very prevalent example, but yeah, just with the talking to people in general. I mean, so much of communicating is just done via screen now that to do it in person, I think, is just younger people just don't have the experience with that. And obviously you see it working behind the desk and just people not coming up and talking as much anymore.
I have, this is a realization I've noticed just this year is just people being on their phones while they're walking, or I purposely will say, if we were passing each other in the hallway, I'll say good morning or something like that. I'm always the first one. I'm always the one waiting for eye contact. So then I think, well, maybe it's just because I'm a mom, I'm a grandma. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, but maybe there's anxiety behind that I don't know about. And that makes sense.
I think there is.
Did your kids have to deal with phones at all? Or when they were in high school or anything like that?
They had phones. They had phones in high school.
Like flip phones or like a touch phone?
No, not a touch phone. No, well, I don't know now. You're saying that. I really think our oldest finally had an iPhone in college. She
Okay.
didn't have one until college. But yeah, there were phones that folded in half, and then phones that
Right, they
you know,
slide up.
like a trundle bed,
Right.
like a
There's the keyboard, yeah.
right. So I think we only have phones to stay connected to our kids.
Otherwise, you get rid of them?
Well, our family, like my brother. And now we just you have to have one, right?
Right, that's the unfortunate thing.
I don't know what I would do without it now. It's just amazing. It's truly such amazing to me. Like, when I think about me being in college, I might not go home till Thanksgiving or something like that. And we had expensive phone calls
Right,
and
yeah.
letters. Letters are a thing I think should come back strong.
I'm with you on that one.
Handwritten
100%.
letters, I think, are a treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Like because I was still teaching, so long distance relationship letters, I still have them. I kept them.
Yeah,
So I think,
it's like a log.
yeah,
You get to log
it
your-
is. It is very
Your
much
life
so.
almost.
And even some with my new in-laws, like his parents, we would write to each other, just to get to know each other, honestly. But I think it would be nice if that would make a comeback.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah.
imagine
it is fun.
writing a letter to a girl you like. You kidding?
It's very romantic.
It's like every great romance movie ever made, culminating into one
Yeah.
act. Yeah.
My fiance and I we write notes a lot to each other. And we don't write letters like all the time, but once in a while we'll write letters to each other.
Yeah.
And it's been great because she's like re-taught me cursive.
Oh.
Like I didn't know cursive. Well, I did when I was in grade school, but
Yeah.
then I never used it, and now I use it more.
Yeah.
And that's been fun. But yeah, there's just something about being able to put it on paper, like there it is, and you unfold it and you can feel it, and it's special.
It is special.
Yeah,
Because it's different than what you would normally have.
took time to
Yeah.
do that.
Right.
And when she studied abroad in Ireland last semester, and I didn't send letters as much, but I found these great, antique postcards that didn't have anything written on them. So they were like places in Europe, and I'd write on them and send them to her. And
Oh, that's fun.
yeah, that was fun.
It's very good.
Yeah. My parents still have all of their old letters that they wrote back
Mine
and
too,
forth to
yeah.
each other saved. and that's pretty cool. I've never actually looked at them. I've always wanted to do that. But
Have they
yeah.
offered to have
They
you?
have, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think my mom would be more fine with it than my dad. I think my dad might be a little bit embarrassed, but yeah.
I'm sure that's
Mm-hmm.
true.
It's a terrifying experience to have anybody else read those letters besides
Yeah.
who they're meant for.
Right.
Because I don't know, sometimes I don't remember everything I wrote, and I was like, man, maybe it's really soppy. I don't know.
My mom had given me some letters that my grandpa had written to my grandma, and these were German-speaking people, so the English was like second grade language.
Okay.
You know, Irene and Robert, and it was just a whole not very well written, but they were all in cursive. But just as they were getting to know each other, that very short. I think that was. I'm guessing that it wasn't as much because it was expensive to send a letter, even though it was probably a penny. But it's still, that was the only way they could communicate because I'm not even sure if there was long distance then, probably. But I don't know.
Yeah, as difficult as long distance relationships are now, I've marveled at just how impressive it must have been for people to go through that
Yeah.
back before phones. I don't know how my parents, I think, were long distance for like 2.5, 3 years.
Oh, that's a long time.
I can't even imagine that.
No, that'd be
Yeah.
hard. We had some expensive phone bills. We each did.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Those 12-hour conversations.
Yep.
I think that my parents would call like once a week for like an hour. I think on like, I don't know, Monday afternoons maybe. I don't know. I've heard this story several times, but yeah, other than that, it was just all like letters and stuff, and it's wow.
Yeah.
I can't imagine. I don't think I could do it in modern day. I mean, maybe I'm underestimating myself, but it's always impressed me a lot.
We had no self-discipline. We just called. We didn't care. We knew it would be an expensive bill.
Yeah, because it's different to hear somebody else's voice. You know, it's really nice.
Nowadays, you can even like FaceTime and like see them too.
I know, I
which
love
that's
that.
so cool.
I'm so grateful for that, honestly, with our children and with our granddaughter now. I'm so grateful. I can't believe my parents just shipped me off. And
Like for high school?
no,
It's okay. So,
no, just like just not being able to talk every day,
Oh, okay.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I think we talk to our kids every day somehow.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Just a quick, hey, how's work? How's this? Is this coming up? That whatever. How did touch a truck go? You know, that kind of stuff.
Where do your kids live?
One lives in St. Paul, and she is married to a wonderful young man, and they gave us a granddaughter a year and a half ago, which I'm sure you've seen many pictures. And the other one lives in Liberty Hill. She actually married a wonderful young man, and he was assigned as a tutor at LPS, and then and she taught about a half hour away. So they did that, and then they ended up staying for a third year because President Crass came to their apartment and said, "Hannah, can you teach high school math?" And she said yes. And that worked out well, except she felt bad for her grade school because they really wanted her to stay another
Oh,
year.
yeah.
So that was the thing, but it's all fine. Now they're in Texas. They're in Liberty Hill, Texas.
And are both your children, are they still in the faith, believers?
Yes.
Okay.
Our oldest daughter married someone who is new to Christianity. He has quite a history. She met him at University of Minnesota in Morris. This is probably where it would be good for you to talk because anyway.
It's okay.
So he's new to faith, which has been good for everybody.
Yeah.
Good for all of us.
This is something I've wondered about quite a bit just because I'm engaged now and just looking to the future. And like children and people that I've seen in my life raised in the church or whatever, but then they kind of leave it. And I'm just wondering like what it takes to raise kids in the way they should go and to know that this is the way to go. Like, because you can raise them up in that way, but if they don't see why it's important.
once they leave your house.
Right.
Right.
Then they're just going to leave it. It's a very daunting thought for me, at least.
It is, and unfortunately, it happens to a lot of families. Families you wouldn't even think that would ever happen to, because the devil tries really, really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were given God's word, that is such a precious gift that we don't thank Him for every day, and it is an armor. And only through that word will their faith be strengthened. Not because of something I'm going to do or say, but that is the power of the word. And I think here's something you would know about our family. When we would do, when they were, we would do devotions, he would try to do devotions at home. And you would just read from the Bible. And consequently, the attempt to have discussion would somehow lead to a prom dress conversation or something like that. So
I see.
often, but they'll never forget that time around God's word when we laughed really hard, or when we were upset about something, or something came up that happened at school. I foolishly, at one point when they were younger, said, let's do a thumbs up and thumbs down day. Let's talk about what kind of a day you had. When really, the most important part was those things came out naturally when we started with His word. Sometimes we wouldn't get, and then we would do Luther's evening prayer. But sometimes we didn't always get through Luther's evening prayer without the giggles. And we still did it because this is what we do. This is what our family does. This is what's important.
And were you, I don't know, did you get frustrated or angry at them when they giggled?
Well, I often giggled. And sometimes you did too, but he would say, it would end up being this conversation about something else entirely. And then he would say, good discussion, let's pray. So then we would, pray.
But just the time spent with each other,
I think wrapped around God's word is what's really important.
Sharing your lives.
Yep. When our kids were really young, our oldest one, he would just share Jesus stories with her. And not even from a book, just, telling the story about Jesus raising the girl from the dead.
Yeah.
And just the awesomeness of that. And so that's kind of a little treasure that he has with them, had with them. I don't know I don't know that we were that great of parents, or still are, but I think we're just so grateful. They still want to go on vacation with us every year. They still, when are we going to do this? When are we going to do that? So we are grateful for any time they want to be with us and spend time with us. We try not to have an expectation. We try to wait for an invitation to come to Texas. Those kind of things.
Okay, gotcha.
We try to not be the overbearing parents
Right.
that they know they can come home anytime, and that we're always there for them. And they have been hard times. When you go to a university, there's going to be a rough road when you start, and you've gone to Lutheran Elementary and high school, and then you hit the real world a little bit. But she's all the better for it, that's for sure.
I think that's a difficulty a lot of young people face, is when they grow up in a Christian-controlled atmosphere their whole life, and then they get plunged into something that's just totally opposite what they've ever experienced before. It's just, in some ways, it's almost sink or swim. Like, you just have to, you're faced with that reality. And my heart goes out to people that have had to go through that. I count myself blessed in many regards to have been able to be in Christian schooling for my whole life. That's why I've often thought about just balancing that as a parent one day, God willing, is I want my kids to be in a Christian household and to be surrounded with Christian influences, but is there a way to somehow balance the Christian influences in your children's lives while also still having maybe some more of like the real world aspect, so it's not quite so blindsided once they get there. I don't know.
I think this happened for me. Our son-in-law has moms, and I really did not. I'm so grateful for my husband. I just really didn't know how I was going to handle this. I love this boy. I just wasn't sure how to handle it. And then I had read something, I don't know what it was. Well, obviously we talked about it a lot and whatever. But it was one of those things where this is new territory. This is completely new territory. But you can still, I think it's important to teach young people, you can disagree and still be kind.
Yep.
And still be, who Jesus has you be. You can't always expect to be welcomed with open arms, but we've been really blessed by these women, and I'm grateful that we show a lot of love and kindness to each other, even though we don't agree. And I think you have to. I am grateful. Back to the very beginning, I'm grateful that our oldest daughter remembers being in a mission church, being in a new church, and the urgency there is there. Because that is urgency. People come thinking there's no way God would forgive me for the things I've done. That kind of thing. That boots on the ground kind of stuff. I'm grateful. I'm sad that they didn't get that longer. We left before they would understand how important that is. Because now what do they have? They have growing up in New Ulm, that kind of thing. So I think our oldest one has, in the experiences that she has had, she is grateful for her faith and her upbringing, but she can figure out complicated relationships and things, and I'm really glad for that. Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's been maybe the single coolest thing for me, is going from, a child living at home with my parents to now being a college student living on my own for most of the year, if not the whole year. You learn to appreciate so much of what your parents put into you growing up.
That's good.
I mean, like the later years of everyone's teenage years, I feel like there's definitely rough patches for the most part. I mean, there's going to be confrontation when you're growing into the adult, and then it's a difficult atmosphere.
Independence.
Exactly.
Independence.
Yeah. But then now being on my own, you think back to, you talked about like the devotions at home, like the little things growing up, about just the things that stand out to you. I mean, for me, it'd be like watching the Mariners game on a Sunday afternoon with my whole family after church or something. It's like things that you don't even realize stand out to you as like this really cool thing until after it's gone.
Sure.
And that's just been so cool.
Good. Yep. More and more that'll happen, and you'll want that for your family too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it feels like you can't force it.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like, I think, in my experience, when it's forced, it's nothing. Like, it's a memory, but it's not like a great memory. Like, let's all have fun together. It's like, okay, well, now it's mandatory fun.
Yeah. It has to just happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's forced, I think people can tell it's forced, like while it's happening. It's just not, It's not the same environment.
Which that piques my interest, like the devotions that you guys had and how silly you allowed the environment to be sometimes. Because I think a lot of parents, Christian parents, would be like, okay, quiet down, listen to the devotion. It's time for Bible time. If you don't do this, you're not respecting Jesus.
No.
And that just makes it like, okay, let's get this over with. Listen to Dad talk for a little bit, and then, okay, back to my room. Yeah. So that was very refreshing, I guess.
And then sometimes we'd end up playing ping pong. We would force them to play ping pong with us.
You forced your kids.
Awesome.
Not devotion, but ping pong. Yeah.
Would you guys do like teams? Would it be like
It was them against us.
Okay, that's so awesome.
Absolutely, it was.
I
Did you
love
crush them?
that.
Or
Oh, yeah,
were
we
you guys
did.
bad?
We did win for a long time. Now I don't know if it would happen, but
That's fun.
yeah,
That's
it
awesome.
was fun. It's some good memories.
Do you guys work well together as a ping pong team or
I think
no?
so.
Okay.
I think so. Yeah, I think we do.
This past summer.
This past summer, we
Oh,
play
yeah.
the cottage games with our kids every summer when we do go on vacation for a week
Oh, that's
at an
awesome.
Airbnb. So there's a score. There are 2 trophies: the loser, the winner, and the
There's a loser
traveling
trophy?
trophy. Yeah,
That's so
That's
cool.
funny.
loser trophy, and then so we play board games. We'll play outside games. You know, bocce ball and bags and stuff like that. So there are my son-in-law, who is the game guy. He loves keeping score. He loves explaining rules. So naturally, I'm like, I love this guy because he's in charge and he's letting me know what I'm supposed to do. He's the only one that has the patience for it. So
That's
it's really
awesome.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found in ping pong, I work well as an individual, but then when there's 2 people, I struggle to not just like take
it.
all. Yeah, exactly, and try and do it all. So
Yeah.
I'm
I gotta
terrible.
work on that.
I'm terrible.
Just have fun.
I've
Yeah,
never had a ping pong
exactly.
table, and whenever I play, it's just like video games. I never had video games growing up, so
Oh,
I get a controller. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
let's just gonna press all the buttons and see what happens.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Do what I
I
can.
think we both had ping pong growing up, didn't we? Yeah. So
I have great memories playing ping pong growing up for sure. We just got back from like a college trip with our class to the seminary about a month or 2 ago now, about 2 months, and they had a ping pong table in the basement.
and
And
you were so happy.
yeah, naturally, when you have like 20 plus college guys going, like the ping pong table is going to be heavily sought after.
Oh, that's fun.
So yeah, it was pretty competitive down there. But
Yeah.
well, we always like to kind of end each podcast by asking the same question. And that is, what does your devotional life look like in your life? What are maybe some things that you found that work well for you, maybe some things that haven't worked well for you? Feel free to go as in-depth or as broad overview as you would like.
I will say that I should be a better example. You mean in my adult life, like now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of the best things in the world is getting to go to chapel with my husband every day. To me, that is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. So that is huge for me. If you mean devotional life, I would say at this point, he's a much better example than I am. But I know a lot of people don't care for Wells' email devotions, but I love them. I absolutely love them.
That's
I
great.
think they're
Yeah.
amazing. So that is often what gets me started in the morning, is my little, oh, there it is in my email. So it's not only a reminder because I just get busy, but that's where all the power is. I have my Pinterest board full of, the title of it is called Say It. And it's all my Bible words that I like to have right there.
Bible words.
Bible words. So Bible passages,
Okay.
Okay.
right, that I often send to my kids or to you or to friends. We had a friend a couple years ago now. Her husband died, yeah, it's almost 2 years, very suddenly. And she's my age and she's a widow. And, you know, those things that now are happening in our life, if we, like, what's going to come next now that we're getting older? What's going to fail us? What's going to go? But to have those words, that's where all the power is. When our oldest daughter went to university, boy, that's what you're shooting. That's what you're shooting to them, because that is where the power
Right.
is.
They need that.
And
Yeah.
I can't say words that are going to give you that much power. I'm, you know, I
Yeah.
love you. I'm here for you, but that kind of thing. I was just thinking.
Yeah.
Somebody asked us recently what our go-to passage was. It was a waitress of all things in Texas, and I just
Good for her.
fumbled. I said something. I don't know why I said it. It wasn't one of my favorites. Is when my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to a rock that is higher than I. And then another one that I really like is, I just shared it with Auntie Sharf. The arm of the Lord is not too short to save, nor his ear too dull to hear. So all these little treasures that maybe aren't as popular. You don't usually see them on a plaque or on a bracelet or whatever, but those are just big treasures for me that I like to have close by.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you guys do like the weekly devotion together, or I know you talked about marriage meetings,
Oh,
but
yes.
I don't know if does
Marriage
does that
meetings.
include devotions?
Yes.
Okay.
Oftentimes we'll do more praying together, and we'll take turns praying, and then we'll just hug and pray, and then I'm like, okay, what do I always say? I always say, no, you're gonna
Trick
love
question?
It. No, I take off my glasses and I say, okay, don't mess up my hair, and then we hug and then we pray. But I always say, because it's always in the morning, you finally nailed it, and then it's like, okay, now we're gonna hug. So I was like, okay, don't mess up my hair.
That's fun.
Yeah, well, yeah. Good praying. It's good to do that.
Yeah.
You pray. That's the best way to start. And then at nighttime, we're so tired. Just so tired.
Yeah. I think starting your day off in a relationship with Scripture there's no better way that you could do it. I mean, there's no shot. Just being able to either do a devotion or just pray and just be with God together. The three chords is one picture. Just absolutely. I think it's so important to any type of marriage or relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
Currently engaged, like I've said, and trying to figure out what the future is going to look like. And
If nothing else, start the day with the Lord, even in prayer. If you don't have time, even in prayer, just one little thing, and end with a kiss at night.
That's sweet.
Well,
It works.
it seems to have worked. It appears to have worked, right?
How long have you guys been married?
In June, it will be 35 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
It's a blink.
Praise God for that.
It's a mist. It just is, right? And I still remember kissing in my mom's kitchen. So,
Keep bringing it up again.
he doesn't. I say it because he's uncomfortable with that. So.
She likes making her uncomfortable. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Well, Mrs. Paustian, thank you so much for coming on. It's been an awesome conversation, as we knew it would be. On behalf of everyone at MLC, we just want to thank you for everything that you do at MLC. Obviously, your husband as well. You guys have been an incredible blessing for many years. And I hope, if nothing else, people listening, yes, take away the scriptural applications and stuff, but if nothing else, go up and talk to Mrs. Paustian more. She's an awesome person. And
That's what I'm going to do.
we pray that hopefully that ends up happening because, more and more people should get to know you. For sure.
You can practice on me. You can come practice talking to me, and we'll work on it together.
She's really easy to talk to, you guys. Trust me.
That's good. Thank you for having me. I was very nervous about this. I wasn't sure it was a good idea that you would want someone like me rambling on your show, but
No, we love it.
I appreciate it, and thank you for your kindness. You've been very kind this morning
Thank
and
you.
encouraging, so I appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I have a lot more questions, but those will have to wait for the front desk conversations.
All right. I'm ready.
I'm excited for those.
We're in the process of hopefully getting a fourth mic sometime, and it'd be cool to do like a podcast with us four. Maybe that would be an interesting conversation.
That'd be a lot of fun.
There's a lot more
we just
rabbit
posted
holes you
that.
could go.
I think he would be nervous about it.
Yeah.
Would you? No? Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah,
No.
shouldn't speak for, again, don't speak for each other, whatever you do.
Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to say at all?
No, this is great. This is awesome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. It's been an incredible blessing. And to everyone listening, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for all your guys' support. And we hope you found this beneficial and a blessing to you all. With that being said, blessings on your week, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, guys.